Hey guys, what's up? Doing another vlog talking about different topics so you don't have to do the same mistake that I did in my early 20s. And yeah, something I want to talk is the focus, like why having a split focus, and as Gary Vee would said, being half pregnant is a bad idea. And some other influencers that I know in the French market would go against that and say, yeah, I mean, you need to focus on one thing, but you can have like priority thing. For example, if you want to be an entrepreneur, then do a diet, then do personal development or some things. It's not a good idea to do 33%, but maybe it's a good idea to do 90% on, let's say, entrepreneur thing, 10% of diet, like you kind of work out, you kind of watch your food, but you cannot dedicate your entire mind to that. And the personal development, well, you can really do it, when you have like spare time, or like you just postpone it later on, but you cannot put your focus. And the reason I personally experience on that topic is because, when you focus on something, whether it's one thing or three things or 10 things, in the back of your head and of your mind, like you're gonna constantly think about that thing. For example, let's say you're 100% focused on one project, 100% of the conversation happening in the back of your mind gonna be dedicated to this only one project. If you have three projects in the back of your mind, you're gonna have three conversations. And the problem is that when you have split conversation, what's gonna happen is that you're gonna only have 33% of the information, and 33% of the information, and 33% of the information. It's like you're never gonna have the time to go deep enough in the conversation. You can maybe, but that's only when you have like enough experience in one topic, then you can afford to only have 33% of your focus. Let's say, for example, you dedicate yourself in a project that is very new to you. You're gonna have this learning curve, and the time of this learning curve, it's super important. I mean, in my opinion, to be focused, at least give your 100, like not 100%, but like give your highest priority to that. Because if you start new things at the same time, it's not gonna work, because your mind's gonna have like, weird mixing information. You're gonna start digging a hole in a direction, and then you're gonna be like, and then you need to focus on other things. Then you start digging a hole. Then you think of other things, you start digging a hole, but you never dig enough to get to the bottom of the thing. So at the end, you just have dug like several holes, but none of them lead anywhere. We have like this French saying that's no, I think it's an English saying that. If you chase two rabbits, you never get one, or something like that. And I think it's really true. Like, I think it's hard. I mean, to me at least, I have the kind of personality who wants to do like thousands of things. I'm an ENFP, for those people who know ENFP campaigner. It's like I want to do 1,000 things, but I have a hard time giving like 100% in one thing. That's why I'm doing this, because this is my heart project. Like, I want to explore some other stuff, but I'm trying these days to allocate this, like what I'm doing, and other project that I have, like 10-20% of my day, no more. Like 80% is dedicated to the e-commerce thing I'm launching. So and that enables me to really like take the learning curve, dedicate all my focus, my effort on one thing, at least 80% of my day, so the conversation in my head is dedicated to that. For example, these videos, it's like I really want to do it. This is my heart project. I want to help people in their early 20s, or people who want to change their mindset or project. Like, I want to help them to not do the same mistake that I did and keep improving, and share their opinions and stuff like that. But that's not something I'm dedicating like my highest priority. That's why sometimes the format is off. That's why sometimes it is not structured and stuff like that. And I don't think it would give a lesser content, because I think what we're gonna share in this community is still gonna be here. But I'm not gonna spend like the zillion hours figuring like how is the algorithm and how can I get in the community to engage more no, me, I'm more in the aspect where like, well, it's not going to be optimized, not going to be perfect, but I'm just going to put the things out there, and who wants to engage going to engage, and those who don't want, well, they don't want. I'm not in a hurry. Like, I don't need anything to happen overnight. Like, I'm just gonna do my thing and whatever happens, because this is 10% of my focus. On these e-commerce things, I'm much more in a hurry. I'm more dedicated, focused. I'm like, I need this to work. Like I'm really committing and investing money. I'm like, I hired a coach. I invested in a program. I watch videos on it. I listen to what's happening in the industry. For example, that's another great point here. If you split your focus, you're gonna have to hear the conversation in your head, but also what's happening in the industry, because you cannot make good decision if you're hearing different noises from different industry, from a lot of things. For example, to come back what we said before, if you're investing like 33% of your focus in e-commerce, 33% in diet, and 33% in personal development. If you really want to be on the top of your game in the equally split, you're gonna have to listen to what's happening in the industry, in your entrepreneur project, in a diet, and in the personal development. When I say the industry, it can be like the industry has in, what are the new things, what people are saying, what is the trends, stuff like that. But when it's, for example, in diet or personal development, it doesn't have to be like the industry. For example, it can be like the groups that are talking in the community, or like the latest tips and stuff like that. So it's like, you cannot hear everything. You cannot. And even if you could, you have so much information to split, like your brain cannot sort out everything for you. It's like there were some studies or stuff like that shows that most of the information every second your brain splits them for you. Let's say you're in a room, you're gonna receive like I don't have the figure, but like tens, maybe hundreds of information per second, and your brain cannot handle everything. The conscious part of your brain cannot handle everything. The subconscious gonna filter it for you, so you can have just like few decisions to make every second. Let's say, for example, you're in a room and you're talking with someone. Your brain is still gonna regulate a lot of things in the back of your brain. For example, the temperature of the room, the light of the room, there's this noise happening here, is this dangerous for me? I've seen these colors that mean anything, stuff like that. Like and also accessory, the person you're talking with. So if you need to focus with the person you're talking with, your brain is going to filter all these things going around you, like the light, the noises and stuff like that. If you're talking with someone and they're talking about, the last chocolate cake they baked, and you're like focusing on that, and then all of a sudden you have this noise, these lights, the temperature of the rooms and things that come back to your mind, like you wouldn't be able to focus. So your brain handles that. And all this explanation to say that, when you're focusing on one thing, your brain can dedicate all the back of his mind focusing on one thing, and all the conversation, it's gonna, like how to say, they're gonna work in harmony. They're gonna be this synergy. Then that's how you come out with great ideas and stuff like that, because all the focus and all the information that your brain was dedicating to, like the energy was focused on that, it's gonna bring some results because you only dedicated to that. If you're split focus, it's gonna have like a conversation in that thing, and conversation in that thing, a conversation in that thing, and then you're gonna feel like, oh yeah, my personal development, oh yeah, but my diet, oh yeah, and this entrepreneur thing is like when you're gonna work, you're gonna feel like, oh, I need to eat this, because like, no, like if you do that, you're gonna waste your energy, and it's gonna be like, I'm not saying that no one could succeed, I'm just gonna doing that, I'm just saying that the synergy they could use focusing on one project is going to be split in, and that's what Gary Vee calls being half pregnant. Imagine you're half pregnant, like you have your energy divided in some of your stuff, and this learning curve going to be way slower, way slower. Instead of doing that, it's going to do that 3 times in 3 different projects, and then it's going to take so much energy. And even if you manage to succeed in that, it's going to take way longer than it should have. Maybe sometimes it's better to prioritize, as I said, like 80-90% in one thing, and then 10% in one other thing, and then you have this learning curve in one thing, and then because you got the fruits of this, and then you are much more knowledgeable, then maybe you can afford to take a step back, give a lower focus, because you already learned, you already know how it works, and then you're gonna take this other project you want to do, and then you can afford to take some distance and start focusing on these other things, then you have your other learning curve and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, we could all go on like for hours with this topic of like split focus. You know, even me, it's like, I know that it's a bad idea to split focus, but to me it's like I have a hard time because I love doing so many things, and that's probably also why I'm not where I want to be today, because I have this shiny object syndrome, kind of, when you know, when I see something new, I'm like, ooh, it sounds good, and I want to do it, and then I started to understand that, and I was like, okay, focus on that, and then it failed for other reason, because I was with the wrong partner, because that was not a project I was actually excited on, whatever, you know, but it's hard. So my answer is like, you know, being half pregnant is a bad idea, you know, but only doing one single thing could be right for some people. To some people like me, it's like, you know, I can afford to give like 80-90% of my focus, but like 100%, I find it kind of sad, because I'm a kind of person like to taste a million things, and I need to have like this 10%, 20% room where I can breathe, explore other stuff. And I've seen some people do 100% one thing, and that's it. I'm not wired like that, you know, so I have to work it with how I am, you know, but that comes down to self-awareness, and that you experience that will, you know, actually doing your own mistakes and exploring the kind of stuff that you want to explore, and that's how you figure and have like this entire conclusion that I just gave you from my perspective as of today. Voila, let me know what you think in the comment. I'd be curious to hear, like, have you ever focused 100% on one thing over time for a long time? How did it happen, and how did it come out? And did you ever manage to succeed when you were like half pregnant, like 3 different projects, let's say, or 2 different projects? Like, did you have a split focus, and did it work, like actually work like you expected, you know? I'd be curious to hear that, and let me know in the comment. I'm gonna watch that, and maybe I'll reply in another video or stuff like that. Keep you posted, guys. Ciao, ciao.